You must have seen some cases where app has their own in-app passwords as well as they have their own in-app Face ID and biometric authentication, right? And at that time, you must have seen that how to code that. You don't get proper documentation. Even if you get it, it is very complex. And right now with AI, it is very easy to build. So I have asked Perplexity and it has given me the documentation code. But to match it with my proper code or my terminal, I have again used Claude Code to write that and convert that into my existing code base. So I will be showing you how to implement app pin, like you can give your own application pin for opening the app on app open, or how to install the biometric authentication. So first of all, I will show you the demo using the iPhone mirroring, and after that I will show you the code implementation and I will explain you how to do that. So let's get into the video. So right now I will be showing my iPhone mirroring, and after that you will see the problem. So you can see that this is the application which is opening right now, and again it is asking me for permissions which it shouldn't ask. Okay, let me just, so you can see after the onboarding, so that is actually a bug. The onboarding should come only after the pin is set. So right now I will fix that, don't worry about that, and after that I have to give the pin. So I think I have the right pin. Okay, so let me just give the right pin. Yep, so I've given the right pin, and you can see this is the profile, and in which I have, you can see app pin is there. I can close this one app pin. So if I close this app pin, I have disabled this app pin. Now if I close this application, and let me just go here. Okay, okay, I cannot close this application, sorry about that, guys. So if I open this application right now again, so you will see there is no password, and here actually I have implemented the Face ID, but right now it is not showing in the face. Like, I don't understand why it is not able, why I'm not able to say it right now. So you have understood like how to implement the app pin. So let me just go here. So if I just right now show you the code, you will understand I have implemented the Face ID as well. So let me just close this one. So right now I will show you the application as well. So let me just go to Xcode and just wait for a minute, and I will show you how I've implemented that. So this is the open Xcode, and if I open the Xcode, so as you can see, I have implemented the biometric authentication, and actually it was showing right now when I was using my application direct build, but it was not showing when I was doing the iPhone mirroring. I'm not sure why and what could be the reason behind this. So let me just run it again if I can see this well and good. And if I don't see it, then I just have to skip and I just have to show you, because right now when we are doing iPhone mirroring, there are some complexities, as you know that. So you can say Xcode cannot launch on because the device is locked. Okay, so let me just try to do this with iPhone 16e. No. Okay, so I will share you the GitHub repository. You can test it for yourself. So you can see that I have the Face ID and the Touch ID as well. So right now, why it was not visible, that is a different debate. I am not sure about. So you can see Optic ID, Face ID, and Touch ID, and it is again managed directly from the local authentication. So it is not written by me. It is like the library given by the Swift UI and Swift. So I've just used that local authentication, and I'm using that to manage everything. So if I build this application for Mac OS, it will use my touch, and if I am using it for the iPhone, it will use the Face ID. So the reason being, when I was using the iPhone mirroring, actually the Face ID was not detectable, and that's why that option was unknown. So you can see return unknown. We are returning none. So that was actually the issue, and let's understand what we have. We have something called device owner authentication policy. It is a policy in which actually what we do, we fall back to device passcode. So if I had enabled the app ID, so Face ID, then it would have directly asked me for my fingerprint. but since it was not enabled, that's why you can in the UI you cannot see either enable or disable. So let me do one thing. Let me enable it for you, and I will show you the demo again so that you understand it properly. So I will pause this video, do that, and I will show you the iPhone mirroring so that you really understand what is going behind the scene. After that, I can explain the code better. So I'm back. So right now I will do iPhone mirroring, and again when I do iPhone mirroring, so it will disconnect, and once it has disconnected, you can see the screen. So most probably it will ask me the fingerprint, and you can see authenticate to connect, continue, and right now it is actually enabling and asking me to give the fingerprint. So actually this could be an issue for the iPhone, but right now it is asking me for the Face ID directly in the application. So I just wanted to show you, yeah, I have implemented that, but that is only available via the Face ID which I have to give. So that is implemented, which you have already seen that, and now let's get into the code. So you can see right now I have this particular file. So if I open this Auth Manager, so you can see what we have, like can use biometrics, and it is like the context we have to give, get biometric type available, Face ID, Touch ID, Optic ID, and right now we are just doing it for the Face ID, and authenticate with device owner. Yes, we are doing it, and authenticate. So this is again written by the AI. Just wanted to show you, like there are two policies: device owner authentication and device owner authentication with Face ID. So with Face ID, what happens is that it doesn't fall back to have like the device passcode, but if Face ID fails, sometimes it happens. So you can provide device passcode for this type of policy. So there are two different type of policies, and this is actually used by different applications, which you can also use it here. And authenticate to access secure features and evaluate the policy, and if it is authenticated, true, and if it is not, we send the auth error. So and then we authenticate with specific policy, which you can see, don't get into the understanding of the code, which you can do it later on, but I just wanted to show you, like these are the files which you have to create, and again you have to update the info.plist. So okay, so you can see you have to update this info.plist, in which you have to include something very important, and if I can show you, I will show you with this particular context. So what happens is that in info.plist you have to enable the Face ID, that permission you have to give, otherwise your app will crash and it will never ask for Face ID. So for that permission we need to give it to info.plist. So let me just open Comet, and I will show you the implementation so that you understand what is going behind the scene. So right now you can see this is the application, and if I go here, and so this particular plist you have to give key NS Face ID users description. We use Face ID to securely authenticate your payment transaction. So this is just a description which you have given, but which you can skip also. So this is the requirement, like you have to edit the playlist. So and after that, these are the two important authentication framework: local authentication and Swift UI. And after that, you create the authentication manager and all. So this particular code, this is again a generic we have to define for ourselves. And for the pin manager, we have this pin manager and pin entry view, and we have the profile view, in which we have like the whole environment object and all, like it contains everything. And after that, we have implemented the first app auth, like we have implemented the app specific pin and everything. And after that, we have gone to the next level where we have the authentication gate view. So now right now that authentication gate view is appearing after the onboarding, but it should appear before the onboarding, so we can edit that before pushing this code. So you can see authentication gate view, we check the local authentication, and we check all the variables. We do max attempts, then log duration, and also again this is for the security of the application. And you can see authentication view, in which you have seen that particular view, onboarding type of view. And if I go a little bit below, so these are the authentication buttons. If it is biometric enabled and biometric authentication can use biometrics, so these are the biometrics. And if it is big pin authentication, we show the pin authentication like view. Then we check the authentication, then we verify the pin. For verify pin, we actually call the keychain. So you can see here actually in the pin manager, we are actually, okay, let me just go here. Okay. So this is the pin manager. You can see I'm using security, common crypto for for hashing, the foundation and combine it again. Swift frameworks to security. It is for the keychain. We actually store this in the keychain with this particular name, like our application name with pin, and we store this in keychain. So this is the code implementation which you can see on how to store something in keychain. And this was important. And after you have this gate view properly implemented, then you have to link it in content view properly. And you can see for the main app view I'm using, but before onboarding I have to show it onboarding verification. And after we have verified the pin, we can do this one. Then the profile view, which you can see I've updated it because this list was getting longer and I wanted a scroll bar, so that's why I've implemented this. Then we have security manager, and this particular thing you can see again we need. So right now I'm not able to understand why we have implemented this one. So let me see where we have the security manager. So you can see here it is here, and where we exactly calling it. So not here, not here. So let me just see. So not here as well, pin interview, not here as well. And I think we are actually for the keychain, we have designed this security, which you can see this one. Actually, I think this is for the keychain, in my opinion. I'm not sure about the complete implementation. Nope, this is different. So security manager is for different implementation. So let's find out where security manager is used. So right now, I think no one is using security manager or what. So let me just go here, and there is no search. There is no match. There is no match. I think we are not using security manager. Like we have designed it, but we are not using, and we don't need the theme manager as well. So you can see that I think it is for I believe it is for notification and all. So we have just implemented this, but it is not used anywhere. Like it is not called anywhere, I think, in my opinion. So yes, it just observed the notification and all because we don't have any notifications, so we don't need this one. And you can understand how it actually works. So this is the implementation which I wanted to show you, and I will see you in next video with another iOS implementation. And this series is going well, and I think for this particular application, the code widget application, this like biometric and app pin was not required, but since I'm building this starter repo kit which can help you, so that's why I built it. And I will link the GitHub repository as well so that you can get it and you can use it for your own use case. And if you're building something similar, you can use this application and this will help you. So till then, take care, and I will see you in the next video with another implementation.